I'm Angelita Chavez, an immigration attorney with Chugh LLP. The H-1B cap season is here, and to help you navigate this process, we are going to be covering some of your most frequently asked questions regarding H-1B sponsorship.
Hello there. I am Deepika Singh, Immigration Lead at Chugh LLP. If an organization is working with immigration attorneys, do they have to register a separate account for the fiscal year FY 2022 cap season?
Yes. All sponsoring employers, even those with an attorney to help them register H-1B candidates, will need to create their own MyUSCIS registrant account on MyUSCIS starting March 2nd, 2021.
If an organization has multiple entities, do they need to create a separate account for each entity?
If multiple entities at your organization will be sponsoring H-1B visas, then you will need to create separate USCIS accounts for each EIN that will be sponsoring employees. Please note, you cannot use the same email address for multiple accounts. Each registrant account will require its own unique email address.
If a new HR representative joins the employer and is involved in the registration process, do they need to create a separate account?
Yes. USCIS will not allow multiple individuals to share the same registrant account. Each individual that is authorized to sign petitions on behalf of your organization will be required to have their own registrant account if they are going to be assisting you with the registration process.
Which employees in the organization should have a registration account?
Any individual who typically signs H-1B petitions on behalf of your company should create their own H-1B registrant account. If that same individual acts as a signatory for multiple entities across your organization, then they will need to create separate registrant accounts, each with their own unique email address.
If an organization created an account last year, can that be reused?
Account holders who are authorized to sign H-1B petitions on behalf of your organization can reuse their MyUSCIS registrant accounts that were used last year. However, accounts are not transferable to new people. If you have a new authorized signatory, they must create their own MyUSCIS registrant account for this year. Please note, H-1B registrations do not carry over from prior years. Organizations will need to re-register candidates even if they were registered last year for the new fiscal year 2022 cap season.
When can immigration attorneys start submitting the registrations for the H-1B FY 2022 cap season?
Your Immigration Counsel can begin preparing and submitting H-1B cap registrations for fiscal year 2022 beginning March 9th, 2021 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The registration window will be open until March 25th, 2021 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No registrations will be accepted after that time.
What information must be submitted for each beneficiary during the H-1B cap season registration process?
You will need the following information to register an H-1B candidate: their full legal name, their date of birth, their gender, country of birth, country of citizenship, passport number, and whether that candidate will be submitted under the U.S. Master's Cap. Only one registration can be submitted per H-1B beneficiary. If two registrations are submitted for the same beneficiary, those two registrations will be denied by USCIS, and that employer will not be able to sponsor the H-1B beneficiary for fiscal year 2022. Multiple different entities can submit registrations for the same beneficiary, but they must be able to show a legitimate business need to register that same beneficiary. Please note, USCIS will closely scrutinize registrations for the same beneficiary.
How many registrations can an organization submit, and how many beneficiaries are allowed per registration?
Your organization may sponsor an unlimited number of beneficiaries for the fiscal year 2022 cap lottery. However, you must intend to file an H-1B petition for every registration that is actually selected into the lottery. USCIS may closely scrutinize any selected registration that is not ultimately submitted with USCIS.
Is an organization required to be involved in submitting any of the H-1B registrations for the FY 2022?
Yes, your organization must attest to the information contained in the H-1B registrations and electronically sign the Form G28 Notice of Entry of Attorney Representative. This is done before your attorney can actually submit your H-1B registrations. You should pay close attention to all communications received from your immigration counsel to ensure that the information is correct, and also that all of your H-1B registrations are actually submitted before the March 25th, 2021 deadline. No other registrations will be submitted after that deadline.
How can my organization complete the review, approval, and electronic signing of the G28 during the H-1B registration process?
Hello, my name is Min Kim. I'm a partner and an immigration attorney here at Chugh LLP, and I'll be answering the remainder of the FAQs. Each time that your immigration counsel finishes an online H-1B registration application, your attorney will send you a unique passcode to review, approve, and electronically sign the Form G28 and the H-1B registration document. You must first log on to your My USCIS account to review each draft registration and the Form G28 that accompanies it. Once you reach the H-1B registration homepage, you input the unique passcode into the Enter Representative Passcode field. Next, you will review whether the information on the electronic Form G28 is correct, including the identity of your attorney representative, where USCIS should send all notices related to the H-1B registration application, the attestation of your attorney representation, and your electronic signature. After completing your Form G28 review, you will need to confirm the H-1B registration application. You must review the organization and the beneficiary information. If any information is incorrect, you should decline the registration, and then this registration will be returned back to your attorney in order to make corrections. If it appears that all the information on the H-1B registration is correct, then you must accept the registration, and then you'll be directed to the electronic signature page of the H-1B registration where you can click Finish and Send. After this, the registration returns back to your attorney, who then finalize it and submit it for registration purposes at USCIS.
Can an organization make changes to a draft registration made by their representative attorney?
No, your immigration counsel will need to make any changes to the draft registration if there are changes that need to be made. After they have updated the registration, then your organization can review the registration document once more, approve it, and then electronically sign the document.
Is it possible to add or delete a registration of an existing beneficiary from the system?
You may add or delete beneficiaries from a draft registration document during the open registration period and prior to the submission of the H-1B registration. Once the registration has been submitted, you may start a new submission to add more beneficiaries. While you may not add beneficiaries to a registration that has already been submitted, employers can still create a new registration to register new beneficiaries, so long as the registration period remains open.
How can an organization track the status of a registration filed for the FY 2022 fiscal year?
Your organization may check the status of the registration by logging onto your My USCIS account. After logging in, you will see whether a specific registration is in progress or if it has been submitted by your immigration team.
How can an organization view the list of all H-1B registrations submitted?
You may download a list of all H-1B beneficiaries included in each registration in a CSV format, which is compatible with most spreadsheet programs. This can be beneficial to ensure that your company does not input multiple registrations for the same beneficiary, which will lead to the registrations for that beneficiary being rejected.
When will the H-1B cap lottery be conducted by USCIS for the FY 2022 fiscal year?
USCIS will conduct 2 separate H-1B cap lotteries between March 25th and March 31st. The first lottery will include all registered prospective H-1B beneficiaries. USCIS will select enough registrants to fill the 65,000 slots for the regular H-1B cap. Next, USCIS will conduct a second lottery of only registered H-1B beneficiaries with advanced degrees who are not selected in the first round. The agency will then select enough registrants to fill the 20,000 spaces available for the 20,000 advanced U.S. degree exemption slots.
When can an organization learn about the lottery results for the fiscal year 2022?
By March 31st, 2021, USCIS will notify all employers and the Immigration Counsel of both lottery results. The agency will send notifications via email to an employer's authorized signatory and their immigration attorney for updates to the H-1B cap registration. Upon logging in to your My USCIS account, you will see one of 5 different results after the H-1B cap lottery has been conducted. They are selected, submitted, not selected, denied, or invalidated failed payment. You should refer your questions to your Chugh immigration team to see what each result entails.
Will organizations receive a selection notice for every beneficiary selected in the lottery?
Yes, there will be a printable selection notice for each selected beneficiary on the My USCIS account. Employers must include a copy of this printed H-1B registration selection document as part of their H-1B cap petition filing.
When can an organization submit H-1B cap cases for the selected beneficiaries?
All fiscal year 2022 H-1B cap petitions must be filed within the 90-day period indicated in each H-1B registration selection notice. Late filings will not be accepted. USCIS will start receiving H-1B cap petitions starting on April 1st, 2021.
Is premium processing available for H-1B cap subject cases for FY 2022?
USCIS has not yet announced whether premium processing will be available for H-1B cap for this year. The agency is expected to make an announcement regarding the availability of premium processing by April 1st, 2021. For help registering your H-1B beneficiaries for fiscal year 2022 H-1B cap, or performing due diligence on each H-1B registrant, or any other questions related to H-1B visa sponsorship, please contact your trusted Chugh LLP attorney and legal team.